Manchester United internally discussed Thomas Tuchel again this week. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, we discuss on Manchester United situation with the manager, with the internal review still ongoing, but also something to say on other topics including Julian Alvarez, Toni Kroos, Joao, Felix. Let's jump into it together. And so guys, there is always movement on the transfer market. We are here to update you as every single day. You can find all the details on the strikers domino in the past video I did for you yesterday. Today we are sharing many news. For example, some player who could leave Premier League football in the summer. Sergio Gomez, the left back of Manchester City, is top of the list for Real Sociedad as new left back. Kieran Tierney is returning to Arsenal and I expect him to leave Arsenal in the summer transfer window. And then Real Sociedad are looking for new left back. Sergio Gomez is top of the list from Manchester City. Left back is also a position that Manchester United want to cover in the summer transfer window. United will bring in a new left back, and Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth, as said 2 days ago, is one of the players they are monitoring, but Bournemouth will not make their life easy because they will ask for big money in any case for Milos Kerkez. They still hope for the player to stay, so not an easy one, but we will see what happens in several situations at left back. So we will see what happens also with managers, especially in the case of Manchester United, because now probably the biggest job we are waiting for clarity around Europe is Manchester United. So Man United are still taking their time to decide on Erik ten Hag. We wait any moment the final decision made by the directors. Obviously the owners, new co-owners, are involved in the discussion. Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to be part of this internal review. He's active part of this internal review, but then at the end of the day the opinion also of the directors is going to be really crucial, important, and this is why they are discussing internally on many points, from transfers to injuries and obviously the work of the manager, the work of Erik ten Hag. But I can guarantee to you guys that meanwhile they are also making contact with agents and representatives of other managers to be ready in case they decide to fire Erik ten Hag. One of these managers who remains in the list of Manchester United is also Thomas Tuchel. He's not the only one. Man United will consider several solutions. Many managers would be ready to wait for a Manchester United job. For example, Pochettino is absolutely open to returning to Premier League football as soon as possible in case he has the possibility. Thomas Tuchel is exactly in the same situation. And let me say that from what I heard, Manchester United internally discussed Thomas Tuchel again this week. So Tuchel is still a candidate for Manchester United job and he would be super keen on this possibility. But at the moment, before saying that any candidate is going to Manchester United, we need to wait for the end of the internal review and to see what Manchester United will decide for the manager between Erik ten Hag, who is still waiting for communication, and the potential new head coach. So this is the situation at Manchester United. Really, they're taking their time because they believe at Ineos that this decision on the manager is really crucial for the present and future of Manchester United project. And so let's see how it will evolve. But for sure, an interesting one to follow. Interesting one to follow is also the situation of Joao Felix. As we mentioned earlier this week, Barcelona want to keep Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix at the club. Jorge Mendes has been informed of that. What I can say is that the intention of Joao Felix has been again confirmed to Barcelona in a new contact with Jorge Mendes. Joao Felix wants to stay. Joao Felix is really happy at Barcelona, in Barcelona as a city, as a club, and so he wants to continue there. And now Barca are discussing internally what kind of proposal they want to make to Atletico Madrid for Joao Felix and Manchester City for Joao Cancelo. They are waiting for the financial fair play situation to be clarified. Probably next week or in the next 10 days, the situation will be more clear for Barcelona in order to understand what they can offer. For sure, the expectation is for a loan deal again, but the conditions of this loan deal, about the salary share, about the potential loan fee, so some things to be discussed before advancing. But Barcelona have started discussing internally the plan for Joao Felix and Joao Cancelo, having also the green light from the players. And then guys, discussing about interesting situations. We said 2 days ago about the big story of Julian Alvarez. We have to wait and see what happens with Julian Alvarez because he wants to play more. This is reality, I can guarantee that. Julian wants to find more game time. At Manchester City, he feels really well in terms of club, very good relationship with Guardiola, with all people at the club, but he wants to play on regular basis. He believes that this is a crucial moment for his career, and so he wants to play more. Man City are aware of that because they spoke to the agent of the player. They had a conversation, and player side, they were really honest in telling them about this possibility. Let me clarify again, as I told you 2 days ago, that for Manchester City, a loan deal is not a topic. Man City have no intention to accept any loan deal for Julian Alvarez. At the moment, this is the situation of Manchester City. And also, in case they would allow Julian Alvarez to leave the club in the summer, has to be for big money. So Manchester City have no intention to sell Julian Alvarez this summer. So it will only happen if the player requests clearly to go and join another club, and if they receive a big amount of money. These two conditions are crucial. Otherwise, Manchester City are not keen on selling Julian. They believe he's an important player. He has a big future, big potential, and so City will try their best to keep Julian Alvarez at the club. But the position of the club is really clear at Manchester City. They would ask for big money, and also is crucial to understand the final position of the player, because he wants to play more, but in case he wants to leave, he has to be really clear in face-to-face talks with the club. So Julian Alvarez is going to be one to watch. As I told you guys, interest from Atletico Madrid, but they can't pay the crazy money requested by Manchester City at the moment. So a loan is not a topic. So for Atletico Madrid, looks really complicated. Paris Saint-Germain have genuine interest. I can tell you that Paris Saint-Germain already had a direct contact with the agents of Julian Alvarez. So they had a contact, an initial talk to discuss about the situation of Julian. Now we will see if Paris Saint-Germain will decide to proceed or not for this possibility. But in terms of contact with the agent, it took place. And then we have to see from England what kind of proposals could come for Julian Alvarez. At the moment, still nothing concrete, no bid, no direct contact, but for Julian Alvarez there could be movement also from the Premier League. So let's follow also that one. No movement around Toni Kroos. We know he decided to retire. He's going to play at the Euros and then he will leave professional football. It's really clear he's not changing his mind, despite many people at Real Madrid still dreaming of Toni Kroos staying. This is not a possibility at all. I wanted to clarify something on Toni Kroos, because today we received many messages on Toni Kroos maybe starting to work in Real Madrid Academy. There was a sentence by Toni Kroos in his podcast and also in an interview to Kicker, but what Toni Kroos means is that he will start his own academy. He already started the process for his own academy in Madrid. So it's not Toni Kroos working for Real Madrid Academy. Is Real Madrid aware of Toni Kroos starting his own academy in Madrid to create the Toni Kroos of the future? But is not Toni Kroos working as director or consulate of Real Madrid Academy. The relationship between Toni Kroos and Real Madrid remains excellent. In any moment, Toni Kroos can tell Real Madrid about any player for the future he wants to tell them, but really is not the case of Toni Kroos going to work for the Academy of Real Madrid. Now Toni Kroos wants to rest after the Euros, of course, and then start his future part of the career. So let's see what's going to happen, but for sure, Toni Kroos is going to start his own academy in Madrid. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories from Julian Alvarez. Where should he go, or should he stay at Manchester City? Toni Kroos, guys, but also Joao, Felix, and the situation at Man United. Tuchel, Erik ten Hag, all the other options. I wait for your opinion here in comments. Like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon with Fabrizio. Ciao.